So Samsung's Galaxy A51 is the latest addition to Samsung's mid-range smartphone lineup and obviously has a chance to be your next phone if you're watching this right now. In this video, we're going to be taking a closer look at what Samsung is offering in the highly anticipated yet low-costing A51 and find out if it's right for you. Let's get started, starting with price. At the time of this video, the Galaxy A51 shown here with 4GB of RAM and 128GB of storage is around $300 on Amazon, which is a great value for all you get here. There is also a configuration of this phone with 6GB of RAM, but many retailers here in the US have been falsely advertising 6GB RAM models and shipping devices with 4GB of RAM instead. So definitely keep this in consideration when shopping for this phone. The Amazon affiliate link in the description will be for the A51, which has 4GB of RAM and is the model used for this review. Another interesting discovery I came across is that even though this is a GSM phone, meaning it shouldn't be compatible for those using Verizon and Sprint, I've been using my Verizon SIM with this device without any issues at all. But back to the device itself. We have a very lightweight, plastic-backed device with colors bouncing all over the place when put in the right light. On the right side of the phone, we have our power and volume buttons, while the left side is buttonless, but houses the SIM card tray near the top of the phone, which can hold 2 SIM cards and a micro SD card slot for additional storage. Very nice. And a Type-C port, headphone jack, and the A51's primary speaker are found on the bottom. Now the 6.5-inch 1080p AMOLED display provides an excellent viewing experience with its vibrant colors and deep blacks, in addition to having plenty of brightness to be seen outside and in direct sunlight. We have our peephole front-facing camera here, which might look like a disturbance, but honestly it is significantly smaller than the one found on the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, and it doesn't really interfere with anything you're doing. It has proven to be more helpful than harmful, with incredibly fast facial recognition to get you into your device very quickly. With the phone's raise-to-wake feature turned on as well, by the time you pick up your device and look at it, you are already at your home screen and ready to go. You can also add the in-display fingerprint reader right to the always-on display, which gets you into your phone just as quick. Now, in terms of quickness and the phone's overall performance, I never had a moment of major inconvenience or dissatisfaction with the phone in day-to-day use for the past week when opening and running any of my usual applications, despite this phone not having the latest and greatest flagship processor. When side by side with my Note 10 Plus, of course things will take an extra millisecond to boot up, and occasionally there will be a small hiccup in an interface here and there, but overall, this phone met all of my expectations I had for it in daily use, which consists of quickly getting into the phone, watching YouTube, playing some games, checking emails, and browsing the web, texting and calling, and listening to music. Sadly, the A51 does not have a dual speaker setup, which you may have been hoping for, but honestly, the single bottom firing speaker was perfectly good for watching hours of YouTube on end, and it gets plenty loud, which is great. The speaker on top will be used for your phone calls, and all of the calls I made and received for the past week sounded crystal clear with no issues at all. But it didn't take long for me to start seeing small pieces of debris getting caught up in that smaller speaker, so it's definitely something to keep in mind for in the long term. Now, heavy usage is no challenge for the A51 with its 4,000 milliamp hour battery, which will always get you through your day. 3 hours of watching YouTube only took 20% of the battery, which equals out to potentially 15 hours of YouTube on a single charge, and a half hour of gaming took only 5% of the battery, meaning there is plenty of room for heavy usage and still having lots of juice left for your basic tasks. And fast charging is here on the A51, which will get you back up in the 70% or so range after an hour of charging, and up to full in about an hour and a half. Another impressive area of this phone, considering its price point, is its camera offerings. On the rear, we have a 48 megapixel main camera, which takes great shots, a 12 megapixel ultra wide lens, which definitely satisfies the need for capturing more in your photos, a 5 megapixel depth sensor, which does a great job at focusing on your subject and blurring everything else out, and a 5 megapixel macro lens, which allows you to get really close to a subject for detailed shots. In video footage, I found I could easily get really close to subjects without any issues at all, and the cameras will automatically adjust as needed relatively quickly. And we also have some video stabilization features here, in addition to filming 4K on the rear and front-facing cameras. Now that front-facing camera has a 32 megapixel lens, which takes good selfies in my testing, and it also features a wider angle option itself to fit someone else in the frame with you. We also have our features seen on other Samsungs and flagships on the market, like the auto recognition of what you are taking a photo of, in addition to recommendations of ways to make your photos come out better. We also have the night mode shooting here on the A51, which I've covered extensively in past videos, which works great. You can take photos in almost complete darkness, and they will come out looking like the photo was never taken at night or in the dark. You will have a much more grainy finish on these pictures, but having a picture is better than having no picture at all when you want to capture something. And the cherry on top here is this device coming with One UI 2.0 installed, which features many quality of life improvements like the fingerprint sensor added to the always-on display, smoother animations when navigating through your device, my favorite personally being able to quickly switch over to previously used apps as shown here, and improvements to many apps you use every day for a more seamless user experience, in addition to some extra features like focus mode, which can block apps to help you focus on getting some work done, or to get a much needed break from your phone. Something else I really appreciate about the Galaxy A51 is that it comes with everything you need in the box. You get a clear case, which you've seen on this phone during this video, and earbuds are also included, which getting both of these in the box can't be said for many flagship offerings out there. The earbuds are extremely low quality, there's no doubt about it, but I always see so many people using earbuds that come with their phone no matter how expensive or cheap it was. So I know it is appreciated by consumers regardless of quality. If you are looking for something of higher quality, the savings you get from purchasing this phone over a flagship give you an opportunity to invest in something like the Galaxy Buds, which of course go along great with a device like this and the Samsung Wearables app. But overall, all things said, I can definitely recommend the Galaxy A51 to anyone out there, as it does all of the things you need a phone to do, and the solid build, excellent display, great software, good cameras, and a hefty battery to power it all is definitely a worthwhile investment at $300. But what are your thoughts on the Galaxy A51? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to the Shane Simons YouTube channel today, and hitting that bell icon for notifications. I hope to see you guys around for the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.